till the day I die.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to the 13th episode of The Mindful Tangents. I know last week we're a little bit up close and personal. That doesn't make any sense, but what I meant to say was last week's episode, if you haven't seen, definitely go watch. We did have to upload that a little bit later than normal, but this week we're back trying to get to that Tuesday again, but we're at the Wednesday. Close enough, right? I think maybe it was a good thing that it was on Wednesday this week, because there are two topics I want to talk about, and both coincidentally, like the responses came actually yesterday, and like yesterday morning / yesterday night. So I was like, wow, good timing. Do you guys know who Buzzfeed is? If you don't know who Buzzfeed is, Buzzfeed is maybe still, I'm not sure. I don't really watch Buzzfeed anymore. But Buzzfeed is a popular, or was a popular, I'll say I don't think BuzzFeed's popular anymore, okay? I'm making up my mind here, folks. But BuzzFeed is a popular channel in which, from what I remember, it was a lot of trendy topics and items, right? And they were getting views, right? Views meaning like millions and millions of people watching. And I think they're also like, they have their own like website, like you could do BuzzFeed quizzes from before that, right? Like that's what I remember BuzzFeed for originally. And then obviously they have a YouTube channel and make content. And thing is, during this time that they were really, really famous, they had a lot of producers and creators, or mainly producers, I believe, that created content for BuzzFeed, right? And they could be related to anything. There's a famous YouTube now channel called The Try Guys, right? And they try things, right? And there are many people like Sophia, I believe, I don't know what her new last name is after marriage, but you know, all these people that created content for BuzzFeed and then they chose to go independently from BuzzFeed. Now, the thing is, some people, they didn't bring their idea over, if that makes sense. They just, as a person, they're like, oh, I'm, for instance, Sophia, and I am now by myself. And it was like a huge thing where a lot of YouTubers or BuzzFeed employees were like, I'm no longer with BuzzFeed. Like, it was like a meme at one point. And so there's independent people like that. But there were people like, for instance, the Try Guys. It's more of an idea and they're a group name, but it was under BuzzFeed. So a lot of them had to kind of buy that idea or buy those videos, the rights to like that idea and videos, if that makes sense, and bring it onto their YouTube channel. We're not talking about the Try Guys today. No. We are talking about watchers. Now, you may be like, what? Watchers? You may know what I'm talking about when I'm referring to the watchers. They made videos such as BuzzFeed Unsolved and then Worth It. And it's with Stephen Lim, Ryan Bergara, and Shane Madej. I apologize if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly. They were known for those kind of videos back in BuzzFeed days, but then they launched this new channel in January 2020. And that was when they started this channel. And once again, like a lot of these BuzzFeed employees, they blew up when they moved. You know what I mean? Because like one thing with this, also Bon Appetit, like a lot of these people is people really loved certain people, right? They're like characters that you watch on a show. And people love them and their loyalty and moved to those particular characters, right? When they moved as well. So they created their own YouTube channel and wow, fantastic. Now, why am I talking about them? So as you know, YouTube is a somewhat free platform. What I mean by that is you can do the subscription where you don't have to play any ads. But if you're not, like, I'm assuming a majority of people are watching it for free. There are ads when you watch a YouTube video, right? Not big deal. You can watch it for some of you had to watch maybe 30 seconds. Some of them not even close to that. And just skip the ad, right? And it's all good. So they had actually created videos. So this past weekend, I believe. Yeah, I believe it's this weekend. This past weekend, they had posted a video. And pretty much it was a very nonchalant way of saying goodbye. And, you know, a lot of people say goodbye on YouTube and it's very sad and it's like, you guys have showed me so much support and all that kind of stuff, right? And obviously, because I'm making fun of the situation, but it's like, obviously lots of fans and people watch and made them grow to where they are. Now, the thing is, in this video, the tone of voice is very happy, and I understand where they're coming from. What they were announcing is that they were launching their own platform, right? Their own platform, meaning like a subscription service. I believe, I want to say Rhett and Link also did. If you guys watch Good Mythical Morning, they have their own website too, but this is not how they advertised it. And the reason what I'm saying is the Watchers team or channel, how they made this video was like, is happy, which makes sense because they're launching a new project and they're excited. But the issue was that in that announcement, they stated that they are not going to post on YouTube anymore. It's like goodbye YouTube. And the thing is, they cut, like, so pretty much like everyone that's been watching them for free, kind of like, okay, bye. Do you know what I mean? And so then the video, I can see why the tone of voice was excited, right? Because they're excited for a new business kind of or project itself. But I'm also seeing why it's like a little tone deaf, where you're kind of like, where are all these fans? So I'm thinking, oh, I wonder why they're going. And there's a huge thing with YouTube advertisers, right? And a lot of these projects, right? For instance, I'm just sitting here and just looking at it like a camera and talking, right? Now, the thing is, for me personally, all this equipment, minus this lovely stand and this microphone, minus these two items, everything else I already owned. And it's like for other things that I do. But like, this is the only thing that's new. Or these, sorry. And the thing is, a lot of these people, these YouTubers, especially things like Watchers or the Try Guys, they're going places, traveling places, trying new things. And there's a budget, right, in which they are making these videos. It's not like, we're making a home video and we're like, oh, guys, hey, how are we doing? Like that. No, it's more of a scenario of, oh, I want to bring the best content, like just like a film, right? We film and we there's producers and so forth and budgets. YouTube channels have budgets for videos and they want to keep growing, right? People don't want to make the same content like they did a bunch of years ago, and people want to maybe travel or maybe need travel depending on what they are. And I believe they have like unsolved mysteries or the unsolved. So then they may travel for those particular videos. Now, the thing is, with that being said, there are certain rates, right, on YouTube. I remember a long time ago, there was a thing where, and I think still now, like if you want to get paid, obviously they're well above the subscriber counts and everything. But if you do that, you're limited to how much YouTube gives you and what ads are being played on your YouTube video. Then there's the other end of advertisers coming. I was like, advertisers, but no, advertisers or companies that want to advertise and sponsor your video. But the thing with that is a lot of your content, depending on the contract, is limited. So what I mean by that is, obviously there has to be a focus on the brand or the product or whatever service it's providing. But a lot of these videos get reviewed by the company to make sure it's in line and it's not inappropriate to them as well. So there's like another level of like someone's reviewing, and it's not just their independent review. I totally understand. Like, people want to do their own special projects. Now, the thing was, let me tell you. So let me give a little bit of things. So this is a Watchers. This is a streaming service, but for their videos. And the intent was to make other series, right, with not just them. And that was the thing that they were saying, that it's not just them three, but like maybe people from their team or other people. And it's pretty much, they want to create their own kind of like network, right, of like content. I would say, like, I feel like it's kind of like a Rhett and Link, but I feel like it's not. But Rhett and Link, and what I mean by that is, if you haven't watched Rhett and Link are people, Good Mythical Morning. I really love watching their videos. It's fun. And they have so many branches. I think I remember one time seeing like a map of all the branches of companies they own. And it's like they own podcasts, cooking channels, so many things, right? And I think that is the intention, but like with content. And the thing is, when they announced it, there was another insensitive thing, which was insensitive, but it's not insensitive. Meaning they're stating a fact, but I see why people got offended, was that this subscription for this new streaming kind of watcher platform is $5.99 per month. And so $6. I don't know why people go down to $5. They're like, oh, it's $5. No. $5.99 is 99 cents away from $5, but it's 1 penny away from $6. So it's $6. And then I believe it's for 1 year, it's $59.99. Yeah, $59.99. And in that time, it was kind of like they were saying it's affordable, which once again, totally understand. $5 is not a lot of money. Like if you think about, if you're somebody, $5, depending on your income, can be not a lot of money. But I don't think they were thinking about who their audience was. This is another situation that we're going back again of who is your audience and are you really catering to your audience, right? And if you have a lot of younger generation people that don't have jobs, yeah, that's a lot of money. You know what I mean? But if you're maybe like going towards people that are working, yeah, but the question is like, will someone that's working spend that money? Like, are you, because when you're working, you're like, oh, are you providing me like a much content that I can provide subscription? During this time, like when it first came out, I was like, oh, it's not really a big deal. I'm surprised that they didn't start Patreon. Patreon's another service. And how Patreon works is it's a subscription tier. And what happens in that tier is that, you know, there's the lowest tier, which is maybe I think $5 minimum. And then from there, it keeps going up. And I believe for them, it's $100. And in their actual Patreon, and this is, you're not limited to, Patreon doesn't limit your content. Unless it's obviously illegal, that's different. But it doesn't limit your content in the sense that you can make whatever content and it's not like, and you're pretty much getting the direct money. And what I mean by that is I believe Patreon takes a certain percentage, but that percentage is around 5 to 12%, depending on the plan or percentage and earnings. Oh, the plan you pick. So, and the reason why I wanted to know is because I went onto their channel and it was around, I think I did the whole math here, okay? If I were to zoom into my math, because I can't read that small letters now, is that if total, they have 13,706 members. Importance of this Patreon is that a lot of YouTubers, what they do with Patreon, and what I've noticed, is that either one, they release new content or never before seen content on Patreon. So there is a worthwhile of you paying for it. For instance, some people may create a podcast. So for instance, Trisha Paytas, she'll create her episode and then they'll keep talking, but that portion is on her Patreon. And then I believe she's talked about too, they like have extra videos, like for instance, video gaming and all that stuff. But things that like a normal fan would be interested in, and then you're also getting like the special videos in a sense, right? And I didn't mean to quote that, sorry. Like special, more extra videos that you wouldn't get on YouTube. The reason why I'm saying that is because at first I was like, oh, they must not have something like that. But the thing is, they do. And that's where the awkward portion is. Because I was doing the math, right? And I did real math, okay, guys? So assuming that, you know, that 5 to 12%, and let's assume they take the max 12%, if that is the highest amount, 5%, and everyone picks the lowest tier, which is obviously not true. That's just the minimum, right? Per month, $5 per month. There's obviously people that may pick 100, and you would be surprised how many people pick 100. But if it's $5 and you take out the cut of 12%, which is 60 cents, that means they get $4.40 from one person subscribing or being a patronic. I don't know what the word is. $4.40 per person per month. Now, the thing is, as I said before, that's 13,706 members on their Patreon. So per month, they were making $60,306 times 12 is around $723,600. Around, let's just say round up to $800,000. That's just on Patreon alone. And then there's also, you know, YouTube revenue, even if maybe that's probably going to be like the smallest of the three branches. And then the advertisement, you know, brand deals. And the thing is, if you really, really think about it, there are around 10 employees. And if you just want to give them and if you want these people to be full time and working hard, but then also be by tier. And when I say by tier, like meaning you would assume not the bosses would not have the same salary as like, you know, an associate or someone of a lower level. So you would have to move by tier base, but then also you have to look at like what's the work that the associate's doing and also pay in terms of for the area. So it's competitive. So like, let's just say, even just in general, that Patreon money, like $60,000, right? If you give each person magically $60,000, every single employee, including the bosses, that in and of itself is $600,000 a year that you're spending. So I understand, like, business wise, why they wanted to go to other outlooks or areas. I just think it's the wrong approach. Okay, so do you just want more money from us? And they responded, actually, yesterday night, I believe they responded, or Eastern time yesterday night, but they responded, and then they, it's really funny, and someone made a funny comment because the Try Guys also did the same for a totally completely different reason. They also sat on a sofa with 3 guys from Buzzfeed apologizing. So they're all 3 there. They're all looking real sad, gotta look sad. And not saying that they aren't sad, but they probably were like, I didn't know that we're going to get in this much trouble for what we said. Is that they were saying that, like, we heard you, we let you know. And once again, I think they were excited for the new website, but not expecting that. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I think their tone of voice, they admitted that, like, maybe their tone and how they said everything in the video was maybe not the best, because they were pretty much saying goodbye to all their YouTube viewers and being like, well, if you want to watch us, you got to go over there. And pretty much, I think it said members who sign up during the beta period from April 19th through May 31st will receive 30% of the first year, and will also unlock the opportunity to revive a previously discontinued cult favorite. And more info is watertv.com. Now, the thing is, I think they also said that people, if they want a refund or anything like that, they can get refunded, because do you know what they did? They changed, I believe some of the videos are still going to be the same, meaning maybe new content. But what they're doing is that it's new content, but it'll be released first on the website. So meaning, it'll be first, for instance, probably tomorrow. I'm just saying, like, for instance, tomorrow they're going to release it on their website, and then maybe in a month or 2 months, they're going to post it on their YouTube channel. Does that make sense? And so then that way the person paying is paying for early access. Now, the thing is, I think they could have done the new content as well, right? And the thing is, I don't think there's anything wrong with making new content. Like, you're doing more work anyway, so, like, why not just make more content? Or if it's, like, behind the scenes and fans want to see, do it like that. I think the problem is that they already had a Patreon already, and so then people were paying subscriptions for that. Now, obviously, their channel, and if I look at the channel, so that video right now has 1.3 million views. They have 2.8 million subscribers. So as of the 4 days ago video, which was 1.9 million, so 2 million, 1.3. So on average, they're getting in the 2 million views for their video, which is quite interesting now that I look at it, because some of them are just like in the hundreds of thousands. It's not like in the millions, but some of them are like hitting the 3 million. So anyways, like, they have a lot of viewers, right? And the thing is, someone made a comment, and I agreed with that in an update of, like, how I think people felt. And they were also saying that that's how they felt. I'm not a fan, so it doesn't bother me. It felt like they didn't look at them as fans, but a way of making money. And the thing is, yes, that can be true, right? And it probably is true, because at the end of the day, all these YouTubers and creators need to make a source of income if they also want to entertain you. You know what I mean? Entertainment's not for free, but when you translate it into the fandom world, you can't just be like, oh yeah, I just see you as money, and you have to be very careful. You know what I mean? It's kind of like people want to be treated as people, right? And that's how you grow your fandom. Because, okay, this is all like tangent but not tangent. Have you guys seen those, like, celebrities, actors and actresses that, and I don't know if it's just me or if it's not me, I don't know what the situation is, but there's these actors and actresses that do not give their fans the time of day. Now, the thing is, I am not condoning any type of person, because I've seen YouTubers or creators or actors and actresses, they will talk about stories where literally children will be in front of their house, and then their parents will be like, oh, you have to come outside. You literally are like a famous and you owe it to your fan. No. That's too much. But if, like, somebody is passing by, or, like, asking nicely, and it's just still chill, you know what I mean? Like, meaning everything is perfect, not like meaning you're having a bad day or anything like that. Cut all those like options. there are people that just choose not to interact with their fans or like anything like that. And I feel like, and their main focus is their career with acting, right? Totally respect that. But I feel like in certain careers, yes, I get it. You want to work on your acting and all that. But a huge portion of your job is how famous you are. And famousness comes with both quality acting and a little bit of fan work. Fan work meaning like, okay, interacting with your fans. And it doesn't have to be all personal, right? You would. And the thing is, I feel like that's where like singers come, right? A singer rapper who doesn't interact with their fans may not get like the best, you know what I mean? Like explosion. That's why you see like the Taylor Swifts, the BTS fans, right? Or ARMY, sorry, not fans, ARMY. They will buy everything and anything from their artist because of that interaction that the artist has. And like, even if it's like Taylor Swift that does like those Easter eggs, right? It's like kind of interacting with the fan itself and the people listening. I mean, like, I'm seeing you, I'm hearing you. Oh, you want a little bit more fun? Here you go. Those kinds of stuff. Do you catch what I'm saying? Anyways, I feel like their video, and if I click onto their video, I'm curious because that was last night. I was going through the newer comments, like the ones that were posted today and so forth. And some people were talking about how like they wanted to pay the employees equally. And I was wrong. It's not 10 employees. It's 25. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of people. But no, that's a lot of people. I can't say anything. Like, that's a lot of people. And that is. And someone says, like, why are you say you have 25 employees, but then you also hired 2 more hosts. No offense, but like, it is not the viewers or customers' problem. You cannot make people feel bad and then also be like, oh, and then pay for subscription. That's the wrong thing to do. It's like, you have to be a business model and be like, we're offering this. We're still making content here, but like this. Like, they should have done that from the beginning. So then somebody, like one person made a comment, SR68894. They said, I'm glad they apologized and took responsibility for everything, but I still feel like the trust they built with this community has been lost. The only issue I have with the apology is them making it seem like this move was the only way for the channel to continue financially. Like, they've got thousands of people on Patreon paying from $5 to $100 per month. They've had sponsors on pretty much every video. The merch is selling well, and they have live shows to top it off. Oh, they have live shows too and merch? Bro, I don't know what's happening right now. How bad do you have to be with your finances to not be able to continue with all that? Something isn't adding up to me personally. Yeah, I agree. I mean, my thing is, in the beginning, it's going to be tight. There's going to be situations where you can't just hire. And I don't know if this is the situation. Technically, they started in 2020. It's been 4 years. So I would assume first you have this small amount of people. You have the first few people. They're probably editing, videoing, everything all together. Then you may add 1 more 2 people to expand that. So then those 3 people can do other duties, but these people don't do it. Now it's like that. But like, now I'm wondering, like, what is everyone doing? Now, thing is, I'm assuming people all are doing it, but then also with all those people, you have to pay fairly too. You can't just be like, okay, do this, and like, it's an internship. You know what I mean? That is also, I guess, the difficulty of owning a business. The viewers are learning about like the insides of creators. Do you know what I mean? Because I feel like a long time ago, you'd be like, oh, they're a creator. And then there was a world where like people would make videos and people would make fun. Then there was a time where it's like, oh, you could make money off of YouTube. And then it became a switch where people as a career would pick becoming a creator, right? And obviously it's not an easy thing, but you learn more and more things that really, once they become creators, which you got to respect too, because they got to make a living, is they want to grow, they want to expand, they want to become bigger. But with a fan base as a business, just like any other business, you can go down very quickly if the customers are not happy. And even though we're not directly paying, that's the thing with YouTubers, even though we ourselves are not directly giving money, unless you are subscribing to the ads, no ads, sorry. Oh, YouTube Premium. I keep saying no ads, but it's called YouTube Premium. Then if you're doing that, then yeah, of course, like, this is going to be a situation where, so then it's not like we're giving the money. It's like saying, like, back in the day when we watched TV. Okay, we paid the TV service, but it's like, you know, the advertisements that are there that we are watching and sitting is paying for those channels. Do you know what I mean? So it's not like we're like giving every single dollar. Same thing, same concept. But the thing is, if you get them mad, your loyalty drops, which I think is what's happening with them soon. But we'll see what happens. I mean, usually they posted it yesterday night. So it's been 24 hours. Oh, so we can see what, hold on. So as of, I just wanted to see, because there's something called Social Blade, and you can see day by day how many people, subscribers gained, how many lost. And as of 4/19, meaning as of like a few days ago, since they posted the video, they lost 40, 30, which is 70, 90,000, which is still a lot, by the way. I mean, I wish I had 90,000 subscribers. But they just lost it. And those are from people that felt like they were hurt and not heard, which is totally understandable. Tell me your thoughts, and leave a comment down below, people, or message me. I know some of you message me, and I really appreciate it. It gets me excited because I'm like, oh, people actually watch the whole thing, and it makes me really, really excited. I know I sound pathetic. I'm sorry. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed, and I'm serious, if you have not subscribed, go ahead and press the subscribe button. Remember, I'm still trying to get to that 100 subscriber goal. And then don't forget to also like the video. And then if you're on Instagram, go ahead and follow the Mindful Tangents Instagram page. I do give updates and also sneak peeks on the topics that we're going to talk about. And maybe here and there some fun videos of reels. Yeah, exciting. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next week. Okay, bye.